Hi, guys. Good evening. Hello, hello. Welcome to Three Mississippi's Wednesday night live. Apparently, my cup leaked all over the table. I don't know what happened. I'm going to have to deal with that in a minute. First of all, I want to say welcome back to Paul Honeyman. I know you have been under the weather, and we have missed you. And so I'm glad you're back, and hopefully, I'm imagining feeling better if you're back. So, yay for Paul. We're going to do it to him and give Paul a round of the clap. Because we're glad he's back. We got to do it. And I don't know what's going on with my cup here. I'm gonna have to investigate. I picked it up and there's water all over the table. I got a hole in the bottom. I don't know what's happening. Anyway, hi everybody. There's Chrissy from Paragon Ridge Ranch. I got to visit with her the other day. You guys will see that in Friday's video. I'm actually wearing one of the shirts she gave me and the shorts she gave me. So I love them. I know. Thank you. Oh, it's so sweet of her. She brought me a nice little goodie bag. So gotta love it. Janky V is in the house. Hello. Greg is in the house. Hello. David Glunt. Hello, hello. I love it. I love it. And then Auntie Ann was nice enough. She texted me earlier. She's like so apologetic. She's like, I'm so sorry. I won't be there for your live tonight. We got invited to go out to dinner with some friends. So I told her, go have fun. Don't stress. But she's here with us in spirit. So gotta love it. Jen is in the house. Hello, hello. Mike Birch is in the house saying hello to Paragon. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Trying to catch up here. Gunga Din, hello. Charlene Grady, hello. Steve C, hello. Gary Ball says hello. Sid, Mike, and Frankie from North Carolina. Right now it's just Sid, Sky. Sky's over here, passed out on all the pillows. She makes herself a little nest in the pillows and then collapses. Frankie's actually, she's kind of youth group right now. It's not technically youth group, but kind of youth group. They had a busy day today. I dropped her off at 1. They were packing the pantry boxes because the summer schedule is a little different. Normally we do it on Sunday evenings. During the summer, they do it on the same day. And then we had boxes to pass out. They were supposed to go swimming in the afternoon at the other friend's house. And that got moved to a little bit later, so I got to go pick her up after from there. But yeah, so any more work on the fence? Yes, they actually worked on it last night, and I think they're going to work on it again this evening a little bit. They have some concrete to set before they can do the next round of stretching the fence line. So it's getting closer. It's starting to look more like a fence, because before it was just like random posts places with like a gate to nowhere. And so now at least there's some fence line up, and it's progress has been made. So they're having choir practice again right now. Oh, okay. I know they're singing on Sunday. A couple of the girls are singing again. I think they're not a solo, but like a group situation. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Homestead in the Wood with D says hello to Scott. Great, Scott. Jump to Gems is in the house. Hello, hello. Paul Honeyman says, thanks, Sid. Never had the clap from someone so beautiful. Well, thank you. That means you haven't gotten the clap from Tim before ever. So, because, he's so pretty. MT Homestead, Mr. Big Mike is in the house. Hello. He is in his cave dwelling in his office still right now. Into the Mist, Lindsay is here. There's Mama V from Possum Run Homestead. I was just in her live and I won a sticker because I knew how many acres she lived on and I was the fastest on the draw. And I'm excited because I'm going to add it to my cup. I have to find a good spot for it. I think probably right in here. I'm going to put it. I think that's a good spot for it. I have 2 cups that are full of different channel stickers. And so I gotta stick it on there. I know. Chrissy is chanting Mike's name. Mike, Mike, Mike. Gotta love it. I was super speedy, Junk to Gem says I was super speedy. I surprised even myself. I mean, I knew the answer, but I never am I'm always even when I know the answer, I'm usually 14 down from the thing, but I don't know. I managed to do it. It was amazing. Woo-hoo. I'm telling you. And then, oh, Chrissy, you're gonna die. So my front porch smells like dead fish, like rotting animals. And I've looked, I can't see where something got thrown. The bucket's still sitting out there, but I mean, it's like covered. So I don't know, but it smells lovely out there. So I'm gonna have to investigate a little more later. But it smells lovely out there right now. So it's beautiful. The kids got in a little bit of a fight with some fish after they went fishing the other day, and we thought we got them all picked up, and I think they did. Like, I really think they did, unless there's one in the gardenia bush, which that's possible, but it's really smelling lovely on the front porch. Like, it smells good. But he's got his bucket. He started a fish emulsion bucket, but it's got a seal on it. So I don't know, but there's flies on the front porch. I'm gonna have to investigate tomorrow morning. I didn't have time to really figure it out today, but yeah, we'll see. It is what it is. Nearly back to your normal self, Paul Honeyman says. Big Mike was asking how Paul Honeyman's doing. For those of you that hang out in lives a lot, you probably know that Paul Honeyman is sort of a staple in a lot of our lives, and also a very excellent, all the way from across the pond, a very excellent, what's the word I'm looking for? Moderator. And I almost called you an administrator, but that wasn't the word I was looking for. Although I guess technically it's kind of not wrong. But anyway, and he's been under the weather, so we're glad to have him back. Yes, Steve C, he is fermenting them. Well, I don't know fermenting. I guess that's what he's doing. He's putting them in a bucket and letting them emulsify. It's a fish emulsion. That's all I know. I don't ask questions. When he starts chopping up animals and putting them in a bucket and starting science experiments, Mike is the king. For those of you who've never maybe heard the story, I'll give the brief version of the story. Mike is the king of making science experiments. When we were first in our first apartment, after we were married, he took a bag of potatoes and he shoved them next to the dishwasher and forgot about them. And when the dishwasher would go, it'd get hot and cold and hot and cold, right? He basically sort of semi-cooked the potatoes next to the dishwasher. And one day I couldn't, like, there was a smell or there was flies. I can't remember what tipped me off, but anyway, I ended up opening this weird little skinny cupboard next to the dishwasher and all these flies, and there was maggots, and it was beautiful. Mike is notorious for making science experiments. So he's gotten better about not leaving them in the house usually. They still happen sometimes, but for the most part, I'm like, Mike made a science experiment. It'll be like back in the back of the fridge, some random thing. I don't know. But yeah, so Hiking with Jackie Boy says, hello, our Okie Homestead. I guess that means our Okie Homestead's in here and I missed it. Well, hello to them. Hello, our Okie Homestead. Dan O.P. Cola, in this heat shouldn't take long, especially if you have the lid on. Oh yeah, the lid's on, but whew. Yes, fish emulsion for the garden takes about 4 to 5 months to make it, says Chrissy. Yeah, I don't know. I stop asking questions when he's doing weird stuff. It's not my jam. Alaska's Last Frontier Homestead is in the house. Hello from Alaska. That's right. That's right. I was gonna tell you guys something else just that made me think of something, and then my brain stopped. My hamster fell off the wheel. I had it. It was right there, and then it went. I don't know. Y'all should have a barbecue and invite the family when they get there, and then hand them some tools and put them to work, says David Glunt. I know. We're a little bit farther away. The closest one to us is Tim, actually. Tim's only like 2 hours away from us. But the rest of the family is like around 5.5 hours away. So it's a little more of a commitment for those peeps to come down here, just like it is when we go up there. It's a little more of like, we got to kind of plan it because you're not just going to go up for the day, So yeah, it's definitely a little more planning involved in that, but we're so close to getting that fence line done. That'll be, it's coming. And then of course, we're getting stuff ready for the farmers market for this weekend. So I got to hurry up and get my video for Friday finished. And then Friday I got a lot of baking to do and make all my bread for that. So I got lots to do. Full blown country is in the house. Gotta love it. When I used to have fish tanks, I would keep the dirty water when I cleared the tanks and use the water to water my indoor plants. That's the only way I could keep them alive and well. Yeah, there you go. Back to good says. I've done that with like rice water. It's supposed to be good for your house plants, and I've done that a few times when I've made rice, but I don't know. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. See, I knew it'd come back to me eventually. I know that, and I don't think he's in here. It's like the one time he's not in here. Maybe he is, and I just haven't seen him yet. But Backroad Freedom, Justin, our buddy, he's so close to hitting 3,000 subscribers. I think he's only like 50 away or like 40 away, something like that. Anyway, so we gotta send him some love. So maybe if there's a moderator in here, perhaps that could post his link for him. But he's super close. I hear him. He's coming. He's making his water right now. He's making his water. I got ate up good the other night too, guys. Woo! And I even had bug spray on. But I got some bitty bites. I did set the eggs. Yes, Christy, I got the eggs in the incubator. They are everything's going good so far. They are so far the incubator is doing really well. It's holding the heat and the humidity levels nice and steady. So far so good, because I've had some that even when they're new, it's like I'm constantly having to baby them. Also, we live in an area that's a lot more humid now, so maybe that helps. I feel like I'm sitting in your lap. I don't know.
Yeah, but
I feel like
the humidity level in the house
is different. I know.
Because we have AC.
Well, but it's in the mud room where there's no AC.
There's AC in the mud room.
I thought there wasn't. Why is it always so much hotter in there?
Because there's south-facing windows and it's a small room.
Well, I don't know. I don't make the rules.
No, don't understand them either.
Anyway, the Diva's here, guys.
What's up? Diva checking in.
Yeah, Paul Honeyman says that you're the drama queen.
Really?
That you're late.
Okay. It's all good.
It's all good in the hood. There's Heartland HQ with Dink and Tank. Hello.
How many people in here watched Sipping and Spilling today? I did. I got roasted.
You didn't get roasted. I don't think you got roasted.
She filmed Sipping and Spillings, and here, this is a true story,
True story,
guys. This is the honest truth.
Uh-oh.
A lot of times I find out what's on her mind or what's going on, whether I knew it or not before, by watching Sipping and Spilling. Because she'll go film something and she'll be like, he's going to do this, he's going to do that, here's what I'm not happy about. And then I watch it the next day and when I post it, and I'm like, oh, that's what's up.
Sometimes, we got to vent. We got to get it out.
See, Paul Henneman says I was roasted big time.
I don't think you were roasted. I don't think you were roasted.
Those of y'all that didn't go watch it, as soon as this live's over, go watch it.
I don't think I roasted
and
it.
Then if you watch it because of this right here, just chime in and say, Mike, you got roasted.
It's not true. I didn't roast you.
Yeah.
I was very careful how I said what I said and how I said it.
Oh, everybody heard it.
See, now he's mad at me. Now he's mad at me. See how it is? Woo. That's right. I was just saying how I was feeling. Wild and free in Tennessee. Hello. What is going on? Long time no see. I gave Paul the clap earlier because he's back from being under the weather. There we go. Thank you, Steve C. Backroad Freedom's channel there. Yeah, show him some love. Drop him a comment. Tell him we sent you over to check him out and show him some love.
I do think we're going to try to get a couple of posts set in concrete tonight when Frankie gets back from church.
Yeah.
She's at, what's she doing?
So they were supposed to.
It's always something.
Well, they were packing the pantry boxes. Then we handed out the pantry boxes. Then I had volunteered the kids to go help our new pastor and his wife move some boxes, because when they just moved into the parsonage and things got put in weird places, not where they wanted them. And anyway, so they were talking about it. She's like, I can't move some of this stuff and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, we have a whole youth group full of like young kids that can, strong young teen boys that would be happy. It would take them 5 minutes to move these boxes that you want them to move. Like all you have to do is talk to Miss Katie. Anyway, that came to fruition, and they were moving boxes, but there was a delay with the food delivery for packing the boxes today. There was a miscommunication, so they ended up packing them later, and so they were supposed to go swimming at another friend's, and so that ended up happening later. So now
Did all
she's
of the
actually,
things happen still?
they all happened, but very delayed. But it all happened, and they're in theory swimming right now.
Robert Powell made your zucchini bread recipe.
Oh, good.
Hasn't tried it yet.
Haven't tried it, but you made it.
Just got it glazed.
Nice,
So,
nice. Well, hopefully it turned out well for you. Hopefully, hopefully. Otherwise, you're going to be like, she's a liar. It's terrible. But we've been selling out of it every week, and I think if it
I
was
know.
terrible, people would.
How does Sid think the fence is ever going to get built if she keeps volunteering my worker to do work elsewhere?
Well,
See?
you know, that was the right thing to do. They needed, it's gotten delayed for far less things, so I feel like that's okay.
Oh, yeah. If it had anything to do with me, it was far left.
Well, no, I'm not saying that.
Or if
I'm
it
just
rains.
thinking, like, yeah.
Or if like the farmer's market had to happen.
Yeah.
Like if it was up to you, you would just mow the garden down tomorrow.
Strike a match.
Just mow it.
I
Just
would not.
drive the mower over it and focus on everything else.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Even though the garden's the only thing, the only part of this entire operation,
there you go.
it's actually generating any revenue right now.
There you go. So, but here's the thing. I raised a bunch of chickens that are now in the freezer. We have not had to buy eggs for quite some time now. So those things are contributing too. And I just feel like we weren't as prepared to go the scale we went with the garden and to try to do the market as quickly as we did. I'm saying we.
Okay. Guys, you should go back and watch old videos because this happened.
Saying.
This happened years ago also.
Okay.
She wants everything done like now.
Well, I'm very like, it has to be done, let's get it done. And he likes to think about it and plan it out. But then there's certain things that he doesn't plan out.
When you're sitting here in the mix,
yeah,
things move at a different pace relative to your wants.
I get that.
Anybody on the outside looking in says that we're making a lot of progress. And same thing at the last place. Like not one of your friends, and I don't care if they're watching, not one of your friends' husband did as much on their property as I did.
I'm not saying that you didn't. I'm not saying that you didn't.
But it's still not enough.
No, I'm not saying that either. I'm just saying that like I felt like the night before the first farmers market, there was like no preparation. There was like no idea of what was happening.
I had no idea what I was doing.
Felt like we were not prepared. And I felt like I don't know, if it had been me and I was like, hey, this is what I'm doing, I would have had it like figured out and like handled, but that wasn't.
Well, we're a partnership. Why didn't you figure it out for me?
Because when I tried to talk to you about it, okay.
I mean, I wasn't prepared when we went out and first started to build the fence either, but I figured it out or started to figure it out. Still not figured out, but we're working on it.
That's right. Dan Picola says it has the OCD to get it done now. That's right. That's accurate. There's certain things that I'm like, I can't have it in limbo. It will bother me and make.
Jen just said I've done more than Will. But Will's got a lot done by hiring it out because.
Right.
Because he's out of town like 5 days a week. So I get that.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It is. I know the garden is super important, high priority to him. I get that. I just feel bad because like it's been a year and Jen still has my goats over there, and like I'm like I would have thought we would have been able to move them over here by now, and so I feel bad about that because that's like an imposition, and so I'm like I don't know. That's where I'm at with that. That's where my frustration's coming from. Is like I'm like to me that meant that things happened out of order because then other things. I don't like putting things on other people if I don't have to. That's all. I don't know.
Well,
that's all I'm saying.
You want to help me mix some concrete tonight? Set some fence posts? I heard that.
Mm-hmm. See, this is the other thing too. It's like, I will do some of that stuff, but it's like we each have our strengths. Like when was the last time you vacuumed or scrubbed a toilet. Like there's things that like I take care of around here that like he would have no, like he's never had to do or take care of, or like,
Back row freedom.
you know, we were just talking about you.
Yeah, well, she was. I heard it from the other room.
Yeah.
You're like 40 shy of 3,000, something like that. I didn't go look. I just heard her say it.
It was, yeah, something like that. It was like 22959, I think it was, maybe. Yeah, something like that. When I saw, but I don't know. But anyway, yeah.
Steve's just shared the link. Back Road Freedom.
Yeah,
Go check it out.
Go show Justin some love.
Watch a video or two, and if you like them, subscribe. If you don't,
leave a comment.
Don't bother.
Say howdy, what's up?
Yeah, Sid's counting Mike's insurance after she works him to death.
Oh, stop it.
Oh, Paul,
Stop
I might have to
it.
buy you a ticket across the pond to come visit at some point.
Oh boy. That's what David keeps saying.
Maybe we'll split it.
There you go. And then what? Half of them can visit in Arkansas and half can visit in Mississippi.
Right.
Something like that. Thunderstick Homestead says, I got to get motivated and handle some stuff. LOL. I hate dealing with Uncle Sam. Don't we all?
Tell me about it.
Don't we all? You're welcome, Brian. Brian was the one that messaged me about that and told me about Back Row Freedom being so close. So. Our Okie Homestead says, David Glunt, my husband does this big sigh if I talk about another project. I'm normally the one doing the work, though.
I do have a problem with having too many projects going at once. But I figure if you never start a project, you're never going to finish that project. So it is what it is.
Yeah. But then there's some things like I was like, oh, I want to rip out the carpet on the stairs. And he's like, well, don't do that because I need to do that. And I'm like, okay.
Well, I need to be involved.
Okay. But there's certain things that it's like he'll let me paint. I'm allowed to paint stuff.
Well, you're talking about a construction project.
Well,
that's something that I actually know about.
Okay. But I could.
Because there's a lot more to it than just rip out the carpet. Those are unfinished stairs.
Okay. Well,
there's trim. There's all kinds of stuff. It's like a bigger deal than just, hey, let's pull the carpet up. First of all, you can't even pull the carpet up. It's a big deal to pull the carpet up.
I get that. I'll watch a YouTube video on it and figure it out.
All right.
What did I do the other day that I figured that out? Oh, it was the elderberries. I watched a ton of different elderberry videos because I was harvesting elderberries. So, what are you doing with all that okra, Mike? He sold some of it.
So the okra's really just starting to come in.
Yeah.
And I'm getting about I'm probably getting a basket about this big every day for the last few days. The very first batch came in Friday night, and we took it to the market Saturday and sold it. Then we cooked some. We cooked a big batch here at the house, and I have a big batch sitting on the table right now that I'm going to pickle, and then anything that I pick, because I don't want it to get old before I sell it. So anything that I pick Thursday and Friday, I'll take to the farmer's market. But I really can only take like 2 days worth to the farmer's market. If you try to save what you pick on Monday until Saturday, it won't be very good quality.
It'd be nasty. So I think you were gonna, potentially pickle some.
Well, I'm gonna be pickling tonight. I have to do some dill pickles and some spicy dill pickles. So I think I'm gonna go ahead while I'm at it and pickle like at least a couple jars of the okra. But I think the farmer's market is slowing down, which is interesting for me because my garden still has so much life in it. But the guys last week were saying like a couple of the guys are running out of stuff.
Well, I remember when we moved here, the farmer's market was already finished.
Yeah, so I guess
they were done already.
Yeah.
And then because this is the funny thing that I've learned about like our specific little hub. Everything by the time when the school gets out for the kids, all schedules are different. So like church schedule is different, everything's different. Everything's kind of moved around, and then they have like a few concerts on the square, and they have the farmers market. But then by July, all of that starts to like slow down, and then the kids are back in school in August, and everybody considers August like the dead month. Like nothing happens in August. Nobody goes anywhere. Nobody does anything.
It's too
They
hot.
hide in their house. That's what happens in August. They just like, that's it. That's the end.
And she's going to be over here cracking a whip in August, wanting me to get out and dig post holes and build fences.
Well, no comment. This is what I will say to defend myself. I was told when we got here, we weren't going to do anything until the weather got cooler so that it wouldn't be so hot when we first got here doing stuff. And then it was all about the deer during the nice weather.
No, it wasn't.
A lot about the
How'd
deer.
your chicken coop get built?
That got built later. And then we were supposed to be able to Frankie's birthday present for her 13th birthday.
How many birds have you gotten since we got here that you didn't
Oh.
even discuss with me? They just showed up.
Well, that was Chrissy's fault. The rest I asked you about. We had conversations about the birds.
Okay, I'm just saying we have both made progress in the areas that we are most interested in. You would prefer that I made no progress in my areas and all of my progress was focused in your areas.
Well, to be honest, the fence isn't just for me. It's supposed to go around the garden too. So you
Right.
not having that done also jacks you up potentially, even though luckily you
Well,
haven't
you know
had
what?
any issues with it.
So far, not one deer's got my garden. What's interesting is if the deer started chewing my garden up, that fence would probably get done.
I need to go mess up his garden a little bit and make it look like a deer did it. That's what I'm hearing.
But anyway, when the other vendors dry up at the farmers market, they're not going to keep it open just for me. So I'm going to have a lot of stuff to can and pickle.
Yeah.
Or like, share with the neighbors. I don't know.
Yeah, but I can still make some of that stuff go away via the interwebs. There's lots of people that now live in town that, follow the social media pages and I can say, hey, I've got X, Y, and Z available, like, whatever.
Well, and like my tomatoes have pretty much stopped because it's so hot. It's hard to keep blooms on things like tomatoes and cucumbers, and it's hard to keep the blooms on them to start to fruit if it's over like 95 degrees.
David Glenn says that if I want something, I just talk to you about it in your bad ear.
Right.
That's a good idea. I should do that.
But the thing is, it's supposed to be over 95 degrees for like the next 7 or 8 days.
Yeah.
So I don't expect to have cucumbers or tomatoes really of any sort for a while. But what boggles my mind is a lot of these farmers around here will terminate their crops right now when everything starts to, like, the blooms start falling off because it's too hot. They'll terminate their crops. But tomatoes will keep going until the first frost. So
I told people on couch.
There might be a reason they do that. I don't know, but I'm gonna keep them alive even if they're not producing.
B. Thank you. Mwah.
Hi, Mama B. Even if they're not producing, I'm gonna keep them alive. I'm gonna water them and feed them a little bit, just because, like, as long as there's not a frost to kill them, they should come back and start producing tomatoes again, like in September.
Steve C says that, Mike, you planted a bit late this year and it's working out well late in the season. Maybe next year plant in 2 shifts, a month or 2 apart, so you can get in early and still stay late.
I agree.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. And that happened by accident because of the thing.
Right, because the garden plot was in the wrong spot and it was flooding. So I probably planted a month late. So if I plant a month earlier next year and then do a little succession planting, you're right. I should do well, but we'll see.
Yeah. We'll see.
Well, and I started my tomatoes and peppers under lights on heat mats in like third week of February, I think. So I'll probably start on like the first week of February this year.
Oh, that's right.
Just build a little shed at the roadside. Yeah, we
don't really have a roadside.
Yeah, I mean, there's a county road, and it's a gravel road, a Shirt Rock Road, that comes back to our house.
But it's the same 3 cars. that
Yeah.
go. Like, I'm not kidding.
I mean, there's one house a mile that way.
Yeah.
And then another house about a mile past that, and then there's
And they
one or
don't
two
come
people from
this
down
way.
there that come
Yeah.
this way. There's no traffic.
There's not enough traffic to have a roadside
We in the
stand.
boonies.
Yeah, so it would be like what people do is they go and set up in the square out the back of their vehicles. That's what people do because there's not enough like high traffic roads anywhere else. So I don't know. It is what it is. But guys, we're gonna do a little mail call too today. Um, First of all, I want to thank. I know he's not in here right now, but we got some bags, like some
Oh yeah, farmers market.
plastic, yeah, for the farmers market, some plastic, black plastic bags. That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you. From Larry, he sent us some, and he sent us some bowls as well for like displaying. Mike had already gotten some little wicker, not wicker, I don't know what they are, wooden basket with aeration or whatever for him. But that was so sweet of him to send those bags have come in handy.
Good point, Paul.
What? That's right. Just make sure the fences are done before you start the garden again. Yeah, that's true.
Gunga Din's got a local Mennonite that's growing tomatoes in a hothouse. Yeah, that's a thing for sure. And there's people around here actually that have high tunnels, not necessarily heated with a wood burning stove like that, but the high tunnel definitely extends the growing season earlier into the spring.
So this is from C. Walker, and this looks like it's something for you and Frankie.
It's a produce knife.
Let's see if there's a note. There's
nice.
A note. Hold on, there is a note. Howdy from Kentucky. Just wanted to say hi, and here is an item to help with the farm. Also, some ideas that might help at the farmer's market that you all might want to look at. The big seller items up here is sweet corn and green beans, also fresh herbs. On a different front, for the future, you might look into growing bamboo trees. Bamboo is becoming a big craft item in the craft market. Just a few ideas. Stay safe and strong, Charlie.
Nice.
Thank you, Charlie.
Thank you.
Very
is
sweet.
Charlie in here?
I don't think so, but
you know what? This is, I've never seen one of these. Here, let me show you all what this looks
cool
like.
Looking.
I don't know if you can see this little hook down here.
It's like a little velociraptor.
So you can kind of like hook the branch, and it's very similar. I mean, we used to use a much larger version of this for cutting tobacco when I was a kid, and you hook around the bottom of the stalk and kind of pull towards you. But this, like right away, this is going to be great for cutting okra because some of the okra won't just snap off.
Oh yeah, and they have those thicker like stalk things or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, and then oh man, like zucchini and
anything that has that like
anything. Yeah, all those are going to be a lot easier to harvest with this. So I'm looking forward to giving this a go.
Very cool. I have a little one that's not like this at all, but I use it for the elderberries, and when we had grapes, I used it on the grapes at the old place. So there's Southern Blessed Homestead. Hello.
How's y'all's garden up there? I'm curious. I know you're pretty close to us, so it's probably similar temperatures.
Hello, Heather. Cal 35 says, "Can you grow horseradish there?"
I haven't looked. I haven't looked up horseradish. So that's a good question. I don't know. I don't know if horseradish is a perennial or an annual, or what its cold tolerances are.
Yeah.
Or I mean, I'm not worried about what kind of soil it needs. I can always amend. I can always create a spot that has the right soil, but it's a matter of the heat and humidity, and then if it's a perennial, can it handle the winters? So I'd have to look.
They said they're going to do a garden update in the morning. So that's Southern.
Oh, nice.
So you have to look for that video. They're not going to give you any spoilers.
No.
Karen says that church members might be interested in your veggies. They have been some of our biggest customers. They've come to the market, and then if they're not able to get to the market, they have like called me and said, "Hey, can you just bring it to church later?" So yeah, they have been very supportive of all of it. Really, they like the pickles, they like the bread, they like the
Pissed Off Sloth said there's lots of horseradish. That's an interesting name, by the way. lots of horseradish growing here. I'm not sure where here is, and it is a perennial. So where are you located? Curious.
Well, sloths are
I
in
would grow
South
horseradish.
America, I think.
I would grow horseradish.
I would eat horseradish.
It's a root. I know that.
Yeah. What about ginger?
That's what made me think it might be a
root.
perennial.
Could you grow ginger? I don't know.
I
I had to
feel
buy
like
ginger today.
ginger is closely related to ginseng, maybe,
Is it?
and that grows all over like wild here.
I thought ginseng was more of like a grass.
It's a root. Well, I mean, it's got a green that grows above it, but it's a root that you harvest.
I'm not the plant person. I don't know. Sherman's Family Farm. Hello. What's going on? Scott Springer says, hello from Pontotoc.
Yeah, everybody's talking about horseradish. David Glunt's got some growing wild in his back field. Yeah, it could be a good seller.
I wouldn't know it if I saw it. I don't know what it looks like above. Like, what does it look like above the ground? Because I know what it looks like. I know the part that I buy. I don't know what the top is.
I'm not sure what family it's in, actually.
The radish family?
I doubt it.
The horse family? Nay.
Oh, boy.
I don't
I'm pretty sure it's not a brassica. It's not a cucumber.
We have horseradish here in South Pittsburgh, Tennessee. They're east of Chattanooga, and then it went away, and I lost it. Anyway, there you go.
Yeah.
It keeps coming back and spreads.
Okay.
Says Dano Piccola.
So you're gonna want to.
Oh, Pissed Off Sloth is in Virginia.
Okay. So you've actually got more a lot colder winters than us.
Southern Bless says they've had to do a lot of watering, and the weeds are insane.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I actually weed eated between my rows. I don't want to spray a bunch of chemicals, and it's just too much to weed manually. I mean, ideally you want to pull the roots out, but I went ahead and because we're talking 100-foot rows, 18-inch wide walkways, and that was just too much to try to weed. So I went in there with a weed eater and just scalped it right down to the crowns, everything that was growing. So that really does stunt the roots, and they don't rob as much nutrient. And I think, if you scalp it enough times, and then you have this heat wave that we're having, and now that I'm watering all by drip irrigation, it's focused right at the roots of my plants. Anything growing outside of that zone is definitely going to struggle right now because it's so hot.
Even weeds.
Yeah.
I feel like, have you seen those things where they make the little tunnels and then you put your birds in the tunnels during the day and they eat all your weeds in between? I just feel like, I don't know if your thing's wide enough, like if the weeds are, I feel like they'd get them. My geese definitely would.
That would be a massive project.
It would be. I mean, that's
and then I'd have nowhere to walk.
Oh, yeah. But you'd have no weeds.
I see how you tried to make this about your birds, and I appreciate it. And I appreciate it. But I am planning on. I've got some electrified poultry netting. Well, it's not electrified until you hook the charger up to it. But I've got poultry netting that's that we can use for various things. And I think I'm going to try to turn a bunch of the birds, maybe the ducks or something, out into the garden once the garden's done.
Oh, they would love that.
And just let them go for like a week.
I would take like the ducks and the geese over there because they won't rip it up as much, but they'll eat everything out.
Well, I don't mind if they tear it up.
Oh, you don't care if they tear it up? Oh, well then I'll take the whole flock over there if you want.
Yeah, and they'll leave behind a lot too.
Yeah, they will.
So
they will poop.
Yeah,
that's what they do.
Perennial plant of the brassica. No, it's not a brassica, really.
Root type perennial.
Oh, we darn! I just got done saying it's not a brassica. Apparently, it's a brassica. I just pulled a family out and said it's not that, and I apparently was wrong. I'm gonna Google it now when we get done.
Yeah, goats will clear it out. Goats are funny though. Goats are a little bit pickier. Like sheep will clear it out 100%. Goats can be picky about what they'll eat, and if it's like they won't eat this, but they'll eat this next to it. So you get these like patches where they won't eat, whereas lambs will just keep going, like they don't care. And then geese are the same way. They will mow it down. We had these patches like over by the propane tank at the old place under a tree, and they cleared it out and mowed it. like all up against the fence line. I mean, they just took care of it. So they're really good at that.
Zucchini lemon bread. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that too. I ignored it.
I just couldn't help myself. Sorry, we won't say it out loud. That was just funny.
74 people need to hit that thumbs up. That's right. We got 210 people in here.
That's right.
139 likes. So either like it or dislike it, you know.
Oh, Southern Blessed Homestead says, I need some of that zucchini lemon bread. It looks really good. You're gonna have to try it. You gotta make some. I'm sure you've got your zucchini popping off. Get some of your big ones. You just, to make one batch, you just need like 3 cups of the grated zucchini.
Which is like one good size zucchini.
Yeah, depending.
Sometimes I let some of them go a little bit bigger on purpose. You know, you can't let them go too big because once those seeds really mature in there, it'll slow
Larry,
the plant
we were just
down.
talking about you. I was talking about the bags and the bowls and
yeah, thank you, Larry.
Yeah, thank you.
Did Frankie get her stickers?
No, that was the only thing in the post box. Who just asked that?
David Blunt.
No, the only thing I got in our post box was this, was the ones from Larry, and then this is all that I've gotten this week.
Yeah, you know,
so not yet.
Pissed off sloth. It wouldn't be hard actually to let the goats into the garden because they're going to be penned up right beside the garden.
Yeah.
The only downside is once we let them in the garden and they know what's in there, then next season, are they going to be trying to get in there? That's a good question.
Yeah. I don't think so. Caroline's very well behaved. I don't think she would do that, but I don't know. Also haven't had her with me for a minute, so I don't know how she'll be when I get her back.
I don't know about a little battery powered tiller. First of all, when you've got a walkway between rows that you walk on a lot, and then it's got weeds growing in it, think about the force that it would take to till that. A little battery operated or a little walk behind, like front tine narrow tiller, is just going to run. It's not going to do anything. And I don't really want to till there because, you know, the whole garden is on a bit of a slope. So I get water running down those walkways. And right now I have no erosion because I have a root base from the weeds in the walkway. So I think, you know, leaving that there to some extent and not, I mean, if I tilled it, and we had a good rain, a lot of stuff would wash out.
Ducks are good for the garden. They for squash bugs and they won't eat the produce. Yes, I've had mine eat produce.
I think
so.
Our ducks will eat produce.
Like Muscovies might be like. I
know when we take produce over there, they
eat it. I know that. Yeah, I know that. Like when our ducks used to get out, sometimes they would eat it. So I don't know.
But our ducks have always been Muscovy ducks.
Yeah, I know there are breeds of ducks that specifically will just eat the bugs and leave everything else alone. I don't remember what they are. There's a couple different ones, but they're like not the runners, but they look like them. I can't think of what they are right now.
Cottonwood Ranch. My ducks love tomatoes. Yeah, see, I don't want that.
Yeah, mine do too. Because all the little cuttings, they went crazy the other day. All the cuttings, like when he made the sauce.
When I make the sauce,
the ducklings went.
I cut the cores out of the tomatoes, and all that goes over to the bird. They were
shoving the geese out of the way. They were like, nope, those are ours. Like they just dove in there and got them. I was like, they are so funny. They just love them.
Yeah, not going to be much more of that. Tomatoes are slowing down, which is a bummer because I just got my dehydrator today. I got a new one of the larger square dehydrators for a handful of things. It did. Like a week ago. It was 2 weeks ago.
Oh, 2 weeks ago.
So I wanted to dehydrate. I wanted to slice in half and dehydrate a whole bunch of the cherry tomatoes, kind of like a sun-dried tomato. Rocks and Aunt did that from Country Road Cure, and they said they turned out amazing. So I want to do it, but now my tomatoes are slowing down to close to a halt. So
Mama Murphy,
we'll see. But I'm still getting tons of peppers, And the peppers is another thing that I want to dehydrate. I want to dehydrate the cayenne peppers, grind them up, and make our own cayenne powder. And right now, I probably have 150 or 200 peppers on the plants that are still not quite ripe, but are getting there.
Oh no, David Glunt says something went through his garden and smashed his zucchini plants pretty flat.
Are you sure that wasn't the
Flat
wind?
patty and flat patty. Don't eat anything. Just smashed it and gonna try to plant some more. Well, that's a bummer.
Are you sure that wasn't the wind, man? Because I had a couple of my zucchini plants get just snapped off, flattened out from a big windstorm we had. But luckily, I had enough of them that didn't matter, and those actually started growing back. So now I have succession there.
Jump to Gem says, when you dry them like that, do they stay sweet? We've done it before. It's been a minute since we did it, but yes, they were wonderful. I mean, they taste like sun-dried tomatoes. Like that's essentially they're fake sun-dried.
Yeah,
tomatoes, but
use
they're
that
good.
dehydrator for deer jerky. So what's interesting, Bams Outdoors, is I saved two of the short round cuts. That's kind of a flat. It's like a perfect cut for making jerky out of. I saved two of those from last deer season in the freezer, and so I may very well time it so that I make a deer jerky video like right before deer season, just so that it's like relevant right now, and you know, in the search.
Then you can eat deer jerky while you're sitting in the blind.
That's right.
And you can be like me.
You're sitting in the blind eating deer jerky. That's what I'm talking about.
There you go.
And guys, that's a whole nother project. Before deer season is I have to build our permanent deer blind.
You're gonna build that this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought that was like a way down the road project. I didn't
No.
think that was an immediate like project.
It's not immediate. Deer season's not till October.
October? I thought it was November. Doesn't it start in November? No?
Use starts in October.
Oh.
Oh yeah, look at that. Paul Heineman and Backroad Freedom are pushing that
That's
that
right.
like button,
Gotta
that
get
thumbs up.
Hit that thumbs
Appreciate it,
up
guys.
in there. That's right. 100%.
Let's see here. Cottonwood Ranch, talking to Gunga. I tried everything. Lost the battle this year. Positive note, I haven't cut the grass once. It must be talking about the heat and lack of water, maybe.
Paul says after the fencing gets done, though, right, Mike?
After the fencing gets done.
And the brooder on the coop.
We'll see.
Mm-hmm. Then can't get mad at me when I'm brooding birds in the garage. Then.
Yeah, no. The entire coop needs to be finished, which is more than just the brooder. There's trim. There's details.
Oh yeah, Steve
there's
just sent us a message
doors.
on how to plant it, grow it, and harvest the horseradish.
Let me see
That's what the plant looks like.
the
It looks like
foliage
lettuce
look like?
on top.
Yeah, it looks like a kind of a mix between
Like a brassica.
lettuce and between lettuce
Does
and
it look like
a turnip is a brassica, so that
I
looks like a bit more like a turnip green. Yeah.
don't know.
All right. Well, now we know. We may try to grow that. That's a good idea. So I guess if it's a perennial, then it must split, because it can't be a perennial if you pull the root out of the ground, right? But well, it could still be a perennial if you never pull the root out of the ground and leave it there, and it comes back every year, right?
Yeah, I don't know how that.
But if it splits,
Well,
then
that's how my hostas are. They split. They have pups.
Yeah.
And then they get big.
Yeah. I may wind up doing a little. I don't grow anything until do a bunch of research on it, and I know that we definitely like.
Jump to Jump says that he's going to see about dropping off some deer jerky when they come out next year.
Paul Henneman's responding to Jen, and I didn't see her comment, but we're back to you planning on spending my life insurance.
Oh, I'm not even on his life insurance.
Really?
I don't know. Am I?
Of course you are.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Silly question.
What?
Who would be on it?
Frankie, the dog. I don't know.
This time I could change it to Frankie. That's actually probably a smart move. Okay, it's a root that you can split and replant, but it'll spread. Yeah, so You know, the other thing I haven't planted is asparagus, and I'm kind of bummed that I didn't because it takes a couple of years for asparagus to get established to the point where it's actually producing spears that you want to eat. And yeah, so I need to get on that.
Out and about with Sam. Hello, hello. He says, guess who's out with Miss Daisy?
Hey, hey, hey.
What's going on?
What's
And
up?
then it's all Grady's in the house. Hello, hello.
It's all Grady. Come on.
What's happening? What's happening?
Yeah, that's right.
Jen says she planted asparagus and it's already starting to look good.
Oh, good. Well, yeah, okay. But it's not, I mean, you're not eating it though, right? Because you don't want to eat it you don't want to eat the asparagus until the spears get like at least that big around, and that should take a couple years.
Just
I have asparagus. Just would it had a longer grow? Just wish probably.
oh, wish it
had a longer growing season.
Yeah. Yeah. No, not eating, she said.
Yeah. So you're gonna want to cut that back. We can talk about that offline in the fall, and then and it'll spread too underground. Our buddy Tony back in Ramona had a really, really nice stand of asparagus. And just this last year, it was finally throwing up like little fat spears that he was starting to eat.
It was like we had what do you call them? Artichokes. The artichoke things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't grow any artichokes this year.
No.
I started seeds.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know.
But they got until little plants like this, and then they died.
Yeah.
So
West House says, when are the other animals coming to the farm? The goats, horse, etc. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks. We're basically working on the fencing, and once we get enough of the fencing,
weather provided, we're ready for the goats by end of day Saturday. Which also takes care of about a third of the horse fencing. The other 2/3 of the horse fencing area is fenced, but there's some areas, and it's like just barbed wire fence, which is fine for horses. But there's some areas where that barbed wire is busted or down or whatnot. So I think it's going to take about another full day of Frankie and I mending fences to get that. So, I mean, there's 16 hours of work between Frankie and I combined, so 32 man hours to have all the horses done. Now, you get a rain, you get something comes up and we got to go somewhere, or Frankie has another event at church, or she decides she wants to stay the night with a friend because it's almost time to go back to school. Like all these things happen, and it's going to take 32 man hours. That's how long.
Yeah. That's how long.
That's how long.
Yeah, but hopefully at least be able to get the goats and the dogs here next week. That would be hopefully.
Yeah.
Because I know Jen, they're like they should be fully weaned now and ready to go. And
which also means I need to build a doghouse.
Yeah.
What was your plan for the doghouse?
Well, I was gonna come up with something because I didn't know that you were gonna build something. So.
What were you planning on coming up with? Just out of curiosity.
Well, I already knew I had to move the shelter in there because then her roosters will be back with her, and then I'll move the shelter in there, and then they'll just all have to get penned up in there, I guess.
You're planning on penning them up in the shelter?
Well, I wasn't going to, but I don't have anything else, and you're going to yell at me if I go buy an igloo house
Definitely
for them.
not going to go buy that.
Okay, so then you got to build something for them. So, but that's another thing that then has to be, built.
Yeah. Jen says so a month.
Yeah, they are ready now, she said. Yeah, I figured. I know they hit their 8-week mark this last week, so.
Buy 2-year asparagus plants. I mean, I hear what you're saying. Buy older, more mature bare roots.
He didn't like those, Jen, for what he wanted. He didn't like
What's that?
The ones that she got from that guy, the houses.
No.
He doesn't want to go that route.
No. but that is a good price. I just didn't like them. So I got a little bit of a design in mind, but it's going to cost more than $50. That's for sure.
So
I mean, one sheet of good sheeting is 48. No, it's like whatever. It's $28. It's going to take 2 sheets, some kind of roofing, I mean, it's not going to cost less than $150 in materials, but it's also going to look nicer.
okay.
So there's that. But I should be able to build that in a day, like a full day.
Okay.
And then the question is, do we want the dogs to share a doghouse?
Well, as discussed previously, they likely won't always be in the same areas because of how things are going to be split. So
yeah,
that's.
I mean, I can make it longer and put like a doggy door on both ends so they can come in from either side, which is not a bad idea. And I need the roof. I need to be able to pick it up with a forklift. So if there's an overhang, that's gonna get damaged, because once we start moving sheep from paddock to paddock to paddock, we need to be able to move the doghouse from paddock to paddock to paddock, and that has to be able to happen with a forklift.
Yeah.
So I have to build it with that in mind.
Okay.
You got a different idea?
No, I just don't see us. I don't see us getting sheep this season, so I don't.
So you want to build a doghouse now and then another one later when we do get sheep?
Nope, but I'm saying if we got one of those cheaper dog houses, that could be repurposed for the ducks like we were talking about. And then when the dogs get bigger, then at that point.
Fine, get one.
I don't know, I'm just
$50.
saying.
No, I agree. Get one.
Okay.
That's a whole day's worth of labor that I don't have to do right now.
Yeah, I just feel like that's a smart move at this point. I don't want her to now have to hold on to my dogs too, you know what I mean? Like I want to try to.
No, we're done.
Okay.
Put one in your head.
Okay. Okay. Jen, I'm gonna need that guy's number.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, guys, we're about out of time here. I know that he's not in here, but I want to thank Charlie Walker. At least if he is in here, I didn't see him say anything that I noticed. But don't forget to hit that thumbs up button for sure. But he sent us
Charlie Walker for the harvesting tool.
And Larry, we talked about earlier, sent us those bags for the farmers market, which was a big help. So we appreciate that. That was very nice. We had enough bags to last us.
We used them right away. It was 1,000 pack.
Yeah. So we don't even know 1,000 people.
That's all next season.
Yeah. So that's awesome. So we really appreciate that. And guys, we've got this Friday's video. Make sure you check it out. We've got our visit with Paragon Ridge Ranch. I know this is not their shirt, but she gave me this shirt. That's why I'm wearing it. So you gotta go check that out so you can see some of that good times. Neither one of us filmed very much, but there's a little bit of goodness in there. And then I'm gonna be harvesting the elderberries and starting the pre-processing process on those. So you guys are gonna want to check that out on Friday.
And first person to guess what I'm about to be doing after this live's over, go ahead. First person to guess is the winner. You don't get anything, but you're the winner.
So funny. Anyway, and we're glad that we've got Paul Honeyman back. We appreciate you. And if you didn't go check out Back Row Freedom, make sure you do. Tonight, don't forget to go say hi to Full Blown Country.
Paul Honeyman's the winner.
There you go.
Oh, wait. No. Dano was first. Dano
fencing.
Cola.
He said fencing.
Fencing, yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Strangling Sid. You're a close contender.
That's a nightly event. That's a nightly event.
Oh,
and then
and Charlie B with a whiskey, that's not far behind it.
There you go.
There we go. And then the nap. See, you guys just didn't get them in the same order. But we're close.
They're coming, yeah. Anyway, and then you got MT Homestead, Mike and Terry. You got to go and show them some love at 8 o'clock. And then you got Vineyard Farmhouse later this evening with, I think, Promised Land Homestead. So I'm saying it wrong, something like that, as his guest tonight. But anyway, there you go. And as Southern Blessed Homestead is saying good night to everyone, we mimic that and we say good night.
Yes, Belinda.
Don't forget to hit that thumbs up on your way out. And we appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. And we will see you next time.
I do also have to do pickles tonight, Linda. Thank you for just reminding me.
Yeah, that too.
Long night.
You gotta do all the things tonight.